even suggest before that you open a company itself. I think open the company, you can do it within a day. I mean, you bought a company, you can open a day, right? Okay. So the infra is very easy.
Yep.
But the concept of business also, you cannot just copy paste and then you say you think that actually it works in Indonesia. We are very totally different. It's a same country, probably same like Malaysian, but the way they think, the way that actually they purchase, what is actually that the behavior of the behavior of people also it will be super different,
super
right?
different,
right?
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Block 71 podcast. In this series, we want to explore Indonesia, and we hope that with the speakers and content that we bring here, we're able to give you some primer if you're interested in coming into Indonesia and grow your business here. My name is Ricky Willianto. In this episode, I'll be your host. I'm from a company called Ravenry. We are a market research company that helps organizations explore Southeast Asia. And today, I have a very exciting guest, Miss Mariko Asmara. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast.
Hi.
Hi. So before we go into, like the questioning, right, and me asking about your experience building your business in Indonesia, can you just give us a taste of who is Mariko?
Okay, thank you for having me. First of all, I'm not foreigner. I'm half Japanese Indonesian. I born in Indonesia, but I went to Japan from the age of 2. Okay, and then I studied in two university, which is Indonesia University for 2-3 years, and then I went to Kyoto University. But unfortunately or fortunately, then all my business is related with Japan. Okay. So then I started my own business from the age of probably 22, 23. Okay. And then I helped my brother and sister-in-law, my family business, from the age probably 19 to 20. Okay. So that is what the reason why that actually I have a big passion about small medium enterprise, how to do business, how to make sales. I love sales so much.
Wow,
I'm a salesperson. Okay.
Yep. And that's what you need, right, as an entrepreneur. You need to want to sell.
Yeah. And then while that I was in Kyoto University also, then every weekend, and actually I went to I do a bazaar, and job fair as well, and then I sell many things. Okay, I sold coconut water, 1,000 yen.
Okay. How much is that in
1,000 yen? It's a 120,000 rupiah.
Wow, wait, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
I make
university.
a lot of money. Okay. So I think I grew up with that kind of a unique of an experience.
Okay.
So then I love to actually to do sales. I love to do business. But at the end of the day, I just realized that actually since I'm half Japanese Indonesia and I see the big gap between Japan and Indonesia, I want to do something. How that actually I can bring the good soft skill and good good tools from Japan to be used in Indonesia. So then I started to actually to start two business, and I started to find a way how that actually I can become the bridge between Japan and Indonesia. And during that time, it's a many Mitsubishi Group actually it came to Indonesia, and I started actually to help them. And one of the business that I started is a recruitment company.
Okay.
And then
and this was at the age of.
The age of 20, probably.
Wow, okay.
The age of 20,
you start
probably.
Young.
You're young, yeah. And even I didn't know what this recruitment is all about, okay? But my Mitsubishi guy, he told me that actually, Mariko, if you know how to actually hire your driver and your mate, you must know how to hire the other talents in Indonesia.
Yep.
I teach you how to do it through HR system of Mitsubishi, but you do it through local with a local wisdom. Okay, so I started with that. That is, I feel that is the first time that I understand what is the meaning mentorship for me in my life. Okay.
So then, this Mitsubishi person was your mentor?
Yes, my mentor. Okay. And then he told me, this is what you need to do. This is how that actually you need to actually to do it, how to do the interview, how to do everything, right? So actually I learned from him. I got money from him as well. But
he teaches you and he pays you to do the work.
As well, I mean, don't you think it's very nice, right? Okay. So I started from there, and then and finally I found that actually probably this is something that which is I can do it. And in the beginning, I started with a small amount of the team together with my brother and sister-in-law. I actually followed them. But at the end, I thought to myself, I love this business, but I really want to become well, it's not a local player,
Yep.
but I really want to have lots of branches in other cities and in the other countries. That is how that actually I started to join with JEC recruitment,
Okay.
and I wanted to actually to see my company also in the listed company as well. So two things that I learned in my life is I really want to see my own company can be listed. And this is one thing which is that it become my aim when I was in the 2030s, okay, and in 35 years old, and I was be able to actually to see my company to become IPO company. I think
Okay.
that is what was
That's
a
an amazing
little bit of journey.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's an amazing journey. And back,
thank you.
I guess you gotta dream big as well, right?
Yes,
Start
yes.
early and dream big, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is something which is that I learned from my mentor in outside the country.
Okay.
My parents, they are very normal people. They work in a normal company. They work in government. So then I think I never learned how to dream big from them.
Okay.
But because you do have mentor in outside the country, and then they see sometimes they are actually seeing more potential in Asian more than us, right?
That's true.
You know, and
Yeah.
they believe in.
Sometimes you just can't see yourself in a certain way, right? I mean, you've lived with yourself for so long, you think that you're of a certain
Honestly,
way, right?
yes. This is what I learned from them, because they can see the potential of Indonesia, Southeast Asia, even more than us who are living by day, right?
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
right.
So that is something that I learned from this bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to wind back. I love this topic of mentorship, and I will definitely come back to this.
Okay,
If you're
only,
too scared of it,
burn a little bit money.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I can make money from
As long as you
somewhere
learn
else,
from it.
right? You know, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
But
right.
if it's about life or death, probably that I will think twice about it. But
That's
if it's
right.
not about the life or death, okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Okay,
Exactly.
you know,
I like that
right.
mindset. Yeah. So you have a very interesting background. You are Japanese, but also you're Indonesian,
Yes.
right? Maybe to just contextualize for either Indonesians or foreigners who's listening to this podcast, how do you see the opportunities in Indonesia? As someone who has lived both overseas and also in the country, right, where do you think are the biggest opportunities here, and why is it interesting for foreign companies?
Okay, first of all, with the 280 million population, it doesn't go wrong, right? It doesn't go wrong. Okay.
The numbers speak for itself. Yeah?
Numbers is everything for me, right? And then there's a lot of there's a lots of gaps that you can fill in, right? You know what I mean? And then this country is actually been triggered by young people. Young people, they really want to actually to have many things
Yep.
in their life, right? So it's triggering the economy, right? So then anything that actually making the young people happy, I think it's really can bring lots of things in our economy.
Yep.
So it's I think 5% to 6%. It's actually growth every year.
Yep.
It's something that no need to actually to be even too doubtful. I think it's really very easy for Indonesia itself, right? You know what I mean? Probably the only thing that probably we need to actually to a bit worry is actually the educational side, okay?
Yeah.
Because not many people that went to actually to bachelor degree. I think it's just a 4.5% from
Oh,
the whole.
really? Only
it's just
4.5%?
only- Yes, and then you
Okay.
are talking
Even
about
local universities.
even local university, and
Oh,
you are
okay.
talking about from diploma 1.
Okay.
So it's not even 4 years
Yeah.
university, right? You know what I mean? So this kind of thing is probably it become a little bit quote unquote. It's a bit how to say it?
Especially when the economy is growing fast, right? There's
Yes,
a gap, right?
yes,
I
there's
mean,
a
if you don't have
gap.
the people to do
And
the
then
work.
mostly this talent is actually concentrated in Jawa, in Jakarta, or those
okay,
Jabodetabek
okay.
area.
Yeah.
So when you are going to open in, let's say, in Papua, you want to go branching out to Medan, then the problem is starting to actually to develop, to grow, because you don't have good people, and the Jakarta people do not want to be replaced in those kind of type of cities as well. So you need to actually to find out how how do you want to actually to grow your business. So in from my experience, you really need to actually to elaborate with lots of technology, AI probably. Talents is it's not everywhere, so then you need to actually to have lots of tools that actually can help you to actually leverage the productivity
That's right,
of the manpower. Of course, everyone every manpower, they do have their own beauty.
That's right.
But if you really want to actually to open your branches, let's say up to the up to Nusantara, what do you call it, size.
Yeah.
You need to actually to find out how to actually to make it happens. You know what I mean? So I think.
And for the listeners, when we say Nusantara, that's a specific Indonesian word that refers to the whole Indonesia,
whole
right?
Indonesia,
Not just like Java or like Sumatra
Sorry.
as an
Yes,
island,
yes,
right?
yes.
So what you say is that you do need to kind of look at all these
Yes.
tools to augment the workforce if
Yes.
you want to grow
Yes.
across the entire country.
Yes. Otherwise, then you become little. You become just so small.
You're stuck in like just a few big cities, right?
You're just stuck in Jakarta, and you thought that actually, okay, I've been done my job well. You know what I mean?
And even in a big city, if I may ask, do you see that there is still huge gaps with the talents in Indonesia?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, what sort of gaps do you see?
I'm still running a recruitment company called JAC, right?
Yep.
From 100 inquiries that we receive, only 20% that we can close,
Wow,
can fulfill.
okay.
And then if I ask around the other recruitment companies,
Senior talents or
senior talents
usually
mostly,
senior talents?
yes. And so then the demand and supply is not there.
Yeah.
And only about 20% that actually can be closed, right? So then we need to get some expat coming from outside the country as well.
Yeah.
I'm running F&B business as well. Even manager level up, we need to actually to
bring in
talents from other countries as well.
Yeah.
So I think still there's a gap between there's any way to actually to solve this problem. I think it will be good. I think it will be perfect for Indonesia as well.
And you're talking agnostically, right? So across all industries, not just like technology or logistics, it's everywhere in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And usually these are more senior talents? Or do you see the gap in the middle and also the junior talents?
I think middle to senior talents.
Okay, so even the middle, there's a huge gap.
Yes.
Okay.
Even the secretary, also a few companies that even taking secretary, senior secretary coming from outside the countries.
Okay.
Which is that I'm said, wow, senior secretary.
Yeah.
Right, that you cannot hire locally.
That's right. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. So what do you think is the challenge? I mean, I think you touched on a little bit on education, right? What do you think is the challenge with this gap in skills, especially with even like with the fact that we can't even fill in the middle level talents?
I cannot. I honestly I don't like to judge the thing, but I think most of foreigners also they are expecting something where that actually probably the fundamentally in Indonesia is not ready.
Okay.
So then they want to have this kind of type talent where that actually probably that easy to actually to be taken in Singapore, in other countries, and then they think that actually that it's very easy to copy paste in Indonesia. What I really suggest is rather than to do that thing, you have to learn first what is actually the talent map in Indonesia. We are the minority, right?
That's right.
So if we are the minority, we have to be very respectful to.
And you want your business to work here as well, right? So you got to figure out how to make it work here.
Yes. So then I think we are the one who should learn how to actually to do mapping, understand what you can see in the ground.
Yep.
And then if you need some help, you can put a little bit KPI tools. You can come with a balanced scorecard. You can have some tools in which is that helping them, right? You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Grab and Goka. Okay. You can see Gojek. Okay,
Yes.
Gojek. Okay, right, Gojek. Those people that very common as an Ojek driver.
Yeah.
They can have a better productivity because of the tools that they've been given by the company, right?
It's open up so much more opportunities, right?
Opportunity. I think what we need to do is actually to learn how that actually with the same person, the same environment, in the same situation. One company they can actually upgrade the productivity of a certain talent. You know what I mean? Rather than actually why you cannot do this, rather than you keep asking that kind of question, but how that I can learn from probably Bukalapak, from other places where how you can learn from Starbucks as well. How that with the same type of talent you can upgrade the productivity of people in Indonesia. I think if we can learn from them, I think we can adapt also in our companies as well.
That's right.
I think that learning process also needed as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it is a bit of a luxury, right? Sometimes for companies to have the resources and time, especially when they're like, in a fast growing mode, right? To explore like, the talent landscape, the map, and, like iterate on that coming into a new country like Indonesia. Do you have any suggestions? You've worked with a lot of startups, right? So do you have any suggestions in terms of how to do that effectively, especially as a foreign company coming into Indonesia?
What I can suggest before that you open a company itself, I think open the company you can do it within a day. I mean you bought a company you can
that's
open
it,
a
right?
day,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so the infra is very easy.
Yep.
But the concept of business also you cannot just copy paste and then you say you think that actually it works in Indonesia. We are very totally different. It's a same country, probably same like Malaysian, but the way they think, the way that actually they purchase, what is actually that the behavior of the behavior of people also it
Super
will
different.
be super different,
Super
right?
different, yeah.
Different, right? So what I can suggest to everyone is actually before that you open the company, try to do 3 months doing what do you call it, kos-kosan.
Yep.
Kos-kosan, yeah.
Basically,
You
like
know?
staying here and
Stay
immerse
here,
yourself.
immerse yourself.
Yeah.
Don't stay in a hotel. You just
Yeah.
stay in a hotel, you become the foreigner and
You gotta
tourist.
understand the real people, the customers here, right?
right?
Yeah.
And then go
And they call it
around.
merakyat, right?
Yeah,
You gotta merakyat a little bit, right?
Yeah. And then you go around. Like don't just stick in Jakarta in
That's
the
right.
middle of the city only.
Yeah.
And then you thought, oh, I know Indonesia. No. It doesn't go in that way.
Jakarta is not Indonesia.
Yes.
It's not the rest of Indonesia, if I may say.
Yes.
Yes.
So then you go traveling 3 months, and then you try to actually to say to do a little bit of survey about how that actually that people, why that this person buying this product, why that actually in everyone house you can check also what the things that they purchase, how that actually they put their kids in where what kind of education, right? Probably you can go to pesantren, you can go to many school as well, and try to attend in one courses there as well.
That's right.
It will be very good. It's actually to understand. I think by having 3 months experience exploring what's actually that happening in Indonesia, I think it helps you a lot to actually to make a definition what kind of type of business that you are going to do in Indonesia.
Yeah.
But it just only open the infra, just only to open that put the logo in somewhere else.
That's not enough.
Not enough at
Not
all.
enough.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
In dealing with, so myself, like, I started my company in Singapore as well, and then I expanded into Indonesia. So the experience was also quite surprising for me, and I'm Indonesian, right? So working with Indonesians are motivated in a different way, right? Do you mind sharing like what you see to be, you've kind of like, work with talents across the world, right? So what do you think like motivates Indonesians to, be loyal to your company, to be attracted to work with you, right? To be happy to work with you?
Okay, this is a very difficult question because at the end of the day, even though you know how to motivate your people, you don't want to become a leader that who has no identity, right?
That's right.
Right? Okay. I know exactly.
You don't want to sacrifice that part of you, right?
Yeah.
Just because
you don't want to actually to lose yourself as
That's right.
identity, right? But definitely Indonesia like to actually to be how to say, to take them to become a part of your family. They don't like to actually to deal with too much data and to with numbers, okay, sales, okay, or those kind of thing. But they need to actually to be motivated in different thing, and they want to actually to contribute to your company. So then ask their opinion, ask their how that actually we can make them happy as well, and bring the family also to be a part of the company. Honestly, I'm not very good in people. I have my.
I think you're too humble.
No. I'm very bad in people. But at least I understand my weakness. So a type of person that who like data, I love to actually to be in front of a laptop 10 hours per day. When I communicate with my husband, I communicate through WhatsApp.
Don't talk to me. I'm busy. I'm looking at data. Just text me.
I text you, okay, you know it.
What do you want to have for dinner? Just text me.
Text me, okay. Before you ask my any question to me, can you ask to Google first?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So I understand who I am.
Yeah.
And when I was young, in 20s to 30s, what I did wrong thing is actually I wanted to be different type of a person.
Yeah.
I didn't like karaoke. I don't like to actually to do entertainment. I don't like to be in in restaurants. I don't like in party, but I push myself
To do it.
to do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make,
Why do you do that?
because I thought that I supposed to be there with my team, okay? But now I totally understand that is not my my core,
style, yeah.
my style. So what the person like me, you need to actually to have the very good HR. You have to actually to delegate what you are not good about. Then you can delegate to other people. So then when you delegate and you make this person to be in charge, I think you can very, what do you call it? You can just
You can complement, right? Like you can
you can
complement each other.
complement, and then also that you can really can
can bridge the
allocate
gap,
a time just only for your core.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you can
Yeah.
do 200% what you're
Because
good.
when you do things that you don't enjoy, it is also
Yes.
doubly tiring, right?
They're very very tiring. So what I
Yeah.
can say, communication,
Mm.
community, take them in to become a part of your family, not just only to instruct the the job. Can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah.
It's instruction, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you take them to actually to be part of the journey.
Yes.
They are really motivated to 100%.
Yes.
Okay, they are motivated to 130, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Honestly, I didn't know that technique before in 2030s.
Yeah.
But now I'm so happy with all my team. Yeah, I mean they work very hard. I'm the one who should. It's time to sleep. Okay, you go to sleep. Okay, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then,
It's a really hard task though to kind of like balance that, of being yourself and being authentic,
Yeah.
while at the same time being a person that relates, to your team, because
Yes.
especially if you are not from Indonesia, I can see some of my friends who's foreigners struggle a lot trying to kind of like
Yeah.
toe the line. Like let's say if they're from Singapore or like from Europe, they come to Indonesia and they try to figure out where's the
Yes.
final line, where's the balance, right, between being yourself authentically
Yes.
and also making it work with your team, right?
Probably what I can suggest for those people that who came from other countries, please ask yourself how many years that you want to be here. So if you just only want to be here 2 to 3 years, you know what I mean, or just only 5 years only, you have to actually you don't need to actually to play as a long time player. But what you need to do is actually what can I bring from my expertise or my experience. Let's say you have lots of a client coming from probably Saudi
Yep.
or coming from Middle East, from probably Singapore, right? That probably the type of a contribution
That you
that
can
you
bring.
can do, you can
Yeah.
bring, right?
Yeah.
Anything about human resources, anything that can be done by day to day by local people, just leave it to local people. You don't need to
And you
actually
do
to
need
do
that local like
you
partnership
need it.
and
Otherwise, then
local
you
touch,
don't.
right?
Otherwise, and still, I mean, as a foreigner, you just even you don't know even the language itself, right? You know what I mean? So if you have to learn from zero,
Yeah.
how can you catch up with all the process
Yeah.
of the growth and the development, right?
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So then focus with what your core strength.
Yeah.
If you can just focus with your core strength, that it will be good.
That's
It
a
will
great
be good.
advice. Yeah.
But if you are the foreigners that already committed to yourself, hey, I want to actually to be here more than 20 years, then you have to adapt.
To accept that you have to learn all this, right?
Yes.
You have to adjust.
You don't have any choice. You have to learn. You have to eat gado-gado every day.
Yes. I agree with you. Yeah. It's a tough challenge, but I do think that if you want to succeed here, you have to kind of take those steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that I can share my tips. Yeah.
Yes.
I started to actually to cut all allowances as a foreigner
Okay.
in Indonesia.
Okay.
So then no car. So
Okay.
I'm using MRT. You know what I mean? So I stopped all those kind of facilities that make me feel that I do have the distance.
Yep.
Okay, you eat in warung,
Yep.
you eat in somewhere else.
Yeah.
At least that you start to actually to do something that where that actually your local people also
Yeah.
doing that activities, right?
Yeah.
So then, if you never been in that kind of a situation, you're not going to understand them, and then they're not going to accept you as well because you never think, and then never adapt yourself
Yeah.
as like them, right?
Yeah. You
know
never
what I
try
mean,
to cross that bridge, right?
you just only become the traveler all
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I mean? So if you want to actually to be accepted by them, you have to make sure that you makan sama-sama with
Yeah.
them, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm having a few outlets in restaurants as well.
Yeah.
What I do is actually, yes, let's makan barang-barang sama-sama, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, right? And then they do have that rantangan,
Yeah,
right?
rantangan, yeah.
Rantangan. So I said, okay, I want to have rantangan satu, you know what I mean, right? Okay. So now I eat barang-barang with them, you know.
Yeah.
By doing that, it's making having a better relationship.
Yep.
And then we don't need to preach. What you need to do, be present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then what I do is actually to sit with them, and no need to even to talk. You just be there.
Yeah.
Just be there, and
Be
then
part of the community, be part of the family,
Be
right?
part of the family.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? Oh, I want to actually to read comics. Then I read also the same at the same time, right? I think by doing those kind of relationship, I think it's more powerful than anything else.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then stay and be present. I think present is actually important.
Yeah.
When I see other places where that other companies that who has lots of foreigners, what I see the foreigners they have a lunch together with the foreigners.
There's a little click going
Little
on,
click
right?
ongoing.
Yeah.
I think that is something which is the company should abandon that kind of what do you call it? That kind of
Yes,
how
that
to
kind
say
of like, segregation,
segregation, right?
Segregation is a strong word, but
yeah.
that kind of behavior.
Behavior,
Tendencies,
okay.
tendencies,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then tell them for not saying that they don't need to actually to talk much, because probably they feel uncomfortable because they thought that they need to actually to speak a lot or to serve other people,
Yeah.
you know
To
what I mean?
fill the silence with something.
But what the company needs to say is actually just be present
Yeah.
and just be silent, you know.
Show that you are interested in them, right? Just like, being with them.
Just be with
that's
them.
enough. Yeah.
Yes. So this is one thing that I learned from my chef. I do have two Japanese chef from Okuzono. They're coming from Japan, and they don't understand about bahasa. But what I see, they are always taking lunch together with the staff.
Even though they can't communicate, right?
They don't communicate, and I just understand this is what you call communication.
Yeah.
And then they love each other.
Yeah.
I mean, they love too much.
Yeah.
So then
That's amazing, even without saying anything, right? But they are
It's not saying
communicating.
anything, and I don't know. And sometimes when I entered their meeting, daily meeting, I don't know how they communicate, but it works well.
Somehow it works, yes.
Somehow it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking bahasa. This one also do not understand about Japanese at all.
Yeah.
But the kitchen running super well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, wow, that it's something that I learned from them. This is what you call it communication.
Yep, that's right.
And heart to heart, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think with Indonesian, I find that it's interesting as well as going back to what you were saying earlier about being part of the family, is that they really care about the relationship.
Yes.
I mean, this is not saying that performance-driven culture is not good. It's just that they appreciate
Yes.
the relationship, the trust, right? The sense of belonging that you create. So it's not just a company for them, right? It's a place where they spend half of their life or half their time waking up, right, with you, and they
Even
see
more
that
than half,
even
right?
more sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
And they see that as something that is more integral to their person as well, not just as work, but also as a being,
Yes.
as
I
an
totally
Indonesian.
agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
And,
So in my company also, I started to actually to have let's catch up, having lunch or dinner, but together with their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
And
think
that matters, right?
that matters, right?
It's a small little gesture.
Gado-gado is okay.
It doesn't matter what you eat, right? It's just the fact that you've extended the invitation to include their family, their wife, their husbands, their kids. It makes and if you remember the family's name.
Yeah.
And if you, I find that Indonesians love gifts. And
They
when I say
do.
gifts, it's not expensive gifts. It's like simple, like food, snacks. You just buy them like, some gifts, and
Yes.
they sense that you care, you appreciate them, and you're trying to, build a relationship with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Small things like this make a big difference.
I totally I cannot I mean I totally agree. I really wish that I started from 20s and 30s, but I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Now gradually that I'm picking up.
Yeah.
But I think I feel I feel more even comfortable, and I feel more happier because I can see the reflection of them, right? You know what I mean? So then at the end of the day, we should be happy also running the business, and it's a really their happiness is really affecting our day to day, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and I really wish that I started in 2013, but unfortunately I didn't do it. So then,
Well, thank you for sharing the insights, because now we are able to make that shortcut, right?
Thank you.
A few years from your
yes, please,
personal
please,
learning
please,
and
please.
experience.
Yes, please.
So another interesting perspective that I want from you is that you, again, like with your Japanese background, having worked in Japan and also work and seen clients globally, where do you think can foreign talents or foreign companies contribute to Indonesia, specifically on the talent side?
Again, when you are talking about foreign companies, I think those companies that who are coming to Indonesia, it must be not very small. It should be in the middle class.
Okay, so that's interesting. Do you mind sharing why? Do you mind sharing why, like, you think you need to be a bit more established first?
Because they need to have a global manpower, right? So then do not put your local person who doesn't understand about mapping globally to become the leader of the a company in Indonesia, right? You know what I mean? So I assume that actually that you do have a global talents because you're not having any global talents, and then you just put someone coming from probably in Indonesia, coming from somewhere else in Sumatra, and then you put it in Papua, you put it in Saudi Arabia. It must be lots of a chaos, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then, first of all, you have to make sure that actually your company ready to go global, because many mistake that it comes is actually you thought that your local people is ready to actually to be distributed into other countries without any preparation. So preparation is number one, because your brand probably is not so brand. No one really understand you. So then the person in charge is the brand of your company. It's the personal
represents.
that you're presenting the brand itself, right? You know what I mean? So if the person not having any capacity to even to speak very good English, doesn't know how to even to present, doesn't know how to have do not have interpersonal skill, do not know how to engage with other people. This is also a certain soft skill, right? That you have, right? Then you really got a problem,
struggle,
man.
yes.
Struggle, right? You know what I mean? So then, so I think you need to actually to prepare well. When what I see, 70-80% the failure, it comes because they don't prepare. So they thought that's actually, Indonesia same like Japan 10 years ago, and copy paste and then
it
just
doesn't
send
work that
the
way,
same the person.
Can I deep dive a bit more about what you said, because I find that really interesting. So am I right to say that coming into Indonesia is not child's play, right? It is not an easy market, right? So you better be prepared. And do you say that it's probably better if you are, let's say you're a foreign company, you need to figure out how to make it work in your market first before trying to come into Indonesia? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and then you have the global talent again. So let's say they can hire Indonesian that who are living in Japan for 20 years.
They can bridge that gap.
Yes,
right?
bridge the gap, right? Or you can what do you call it? Recruit Indonesian to work in your company for 2 years. Okay, understanding about the.
That's an interesting strategy. So
right?
you
so?
absorb the Indonesians and let them understand your
Yes,
culture
why
as a
not?
business before.
Right?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I think it's much easier, right? Otherwise, you lose your $10 million just only within just only few years, right?
That's right,
You know,
that's
right? So too much try error. I mean, I see many companies that who come to Indonesia without any no strategy, no map,
plan.
no plan at all. It just only go and then just deep dive. You know what I mean? It's like you ask someone to actually to die soon. You know what I mean, right?
You're throwing people to the deep end of the not the pool, the ocean, right?
I know, So I think lots of preparation is not been done very well. Not done very well.
So you've advised a lot of startups as well. I'm keen to understand as well your perspective on what if these companies that want to come to Indonesia are startups, because they're not as established as the big MNCs with a strong maybe product market fit or scale, right? Is there any advice that you can give to startup founders or startup companies that want to come to Indonesia?
Actually, same. Many startups and actually that I invested in Singapore and many from the founders Singapore and other countries, they failed because only one reason, because they never been in Indonesia and they never even
you just assumed.
that assume only. So that the data coming from where, and then they just, okay, if a recruitment company, it should be run in this way. But it's actually, everything is coming from Singaporean way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they never even, they never even try Indonesia.
Yeah.
They don't know how that Indonesian young people actually started their career. They don't have any experience about that. And then they don't do so much interview, real interview in the field. So then if you're not been, what do you call it? If you never had any experience, what you need to do is actually you need to actually to deep dive in interview and deep dive in data
Like yourself,
and research.
you yourself as a founder, right?
Yes. If you done that kind of research, I think you will find a way how to actually to find the right business model. But if you are just only assume that this one, it might be, available and it fit into Indonesia, and you thought that just by copy paste then it's all good, I don't think that it works.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a nice segue into my next question, which is, what are some of the good strategies to find the right talent in Indonesia? I've used so many, like, those job boards, even like sometimes I work with some recruiters, but it's still such a challenge to find the right people, right? Do you have any, like, silver or golden bullet you can give us, as founders who wants to hire in Indonesia? Like, what are some of the things that work? I think you gave us one strategy just now, which is just hire them back into your country or into your company headquarter and like groom them and then send them back to Indonesia. But is there any other strategies that you see working well?
I believe right people is it's actually available. But right people, usually they are very happy with their job. They don't look for a job.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you put your CV in somewhere else? No,
yeah.
I don't
happy
put
where
my
you
CV.
are, right?
I am happy with
exactly,
it.
yeah. Why
I don't
bother
think that
looking?
those people also, they don't put in CV in somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So then those people that happy with their job, they're not going to find around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So what I can suggest is actually allocate more time to associate yourself with young people. So then, let's say you do have a meetup. You go to could be a gathering. You can go anywhere that actually that you
put yourself out there and connect with people.
With people, and then what I do is actually every week I meet 100 young people.
100,
and I've been doing it for 30 years.
Okay.
Right. So then that is the only way for me to actually to find the right person that I need.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Once that actually that you meet 100 people, you write down who do you meet, what kind of a strength that he has, you know what I mean?
You're on a different level, I have
yes,
to say.
You know what I mean? Okay. So then you just jot down everything, and then once that you need it, you can actually come back to this data. Probably from 100, probably you just need to actually to allocate probably 5% of the data. The type of people that it's really giving you lots of aha moment with you, right? You know what I mean? So then just put it into the database, just a little database. But I believe those people that who are happy, who are very good at this moment, it's very hard for us to actually to find it in somewhere else. Even probably very hard to find it in LinkedIn. So then, because they're very busy and then they're very happy with what they do, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So what you need to do is actually you start to actually to define your talent, and then try to actually to meet as much as you can.
And in Indonesia, how does that look like? Like meeting with like the young people.
Yeah,
like where would you go? Is it like the same ways we meet people outside in Singapore?
Yeah, and I'm using quite a lot of what do you call it? Application called Meetup.
Oh, okay. So
then
networking.
So then and a meetup. Hey, let's meet in Jakarta Selatan. Let's meet up here, or probably that you go to any events that been hosted by Block 71, by other companies, right? You know what I mean? So, but make sure that actually you come, and then you are seeing who are available.
Yeah.
British Chamber, American Chamber, they do have lots of events as well, right? But most of the time, people come to actually to get sales. I don't. What I do is actually I'm trying to actually to do mapping talents, because if you have a product, people will come by yourself, right? By themselves, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you do it branding, how to say it, in the right way, I mean, those people will.
They'll be drawn to you.
Will come to you anyway,
Yes.
right? But talent doesn't come to you, straight away.
Yeah.
So
It takes
wherever
time,
that
it
you
takes time.
go, you really need to actually to put yourself to actually to become headhunter
That's
the
right.
whole of your life. I think that is the way how that I do it.
And I imagine even like, talent is one of those things that people don't think actively because you are busy, especially if you're a startup founder, right? You're busy doing everything else, firefighting every day, right? So actively,
That's a one tip that you can do.
Yep.
When for those people that super busy, what you need to do is actually trying to find your top 10 friends.
Okay.
Let's say I like you, the way you're super cool and super smart. And I will ask, hey, who's your three best friends?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
You're going to mingle with these three best friends that quite having the same quality like you.
Because you're already friends with this other person anyway, right?
The quality like you, right?
Yeah.
That is what you need to do.
I see.
So just only ask, hey, who's actually two, three friends that you are very you same alike like you, and then who you respect.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And like good talents hang out together, right?
Yes.
Like, they all flock together, right?
Flock
like,
together.
yeah, it's just magnetism, right?
Yes.
People like to hang out with people they can relate to with the same quality of work.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you need to do is just ask around your 10 friends.
Yep.
And then your 10 friends will
That's a great
give
tip.
you referral, three other friends, right?
Great
You know what I
tip.
mean? So then you can start from that kind of numbers.
Yeah. And I think you also, apart from, like helping a lot of companies with their talents, you also are very open to mentoring founders, like, or even like, talents as well.
Yes.
So, tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit, why is mentorship so important to you?
Because I think in the past, as I told you, if I never had any experience to actually to meet my mentor outside the country, probably I'm not going to be able even to have to trust that actually that I should be very focused in Indonesia, because I focus in Indonesia much earlier than other people.
Yeah.
Then I gain so much, right? The information is more faster, right? You know what I mean? I didn't have so much a competitor, right?
It's all about the network and relationship.
The network and relationship, you know what I mean? So then, and I honestly, I only got it because I have the right mentors. And in the past also, I was a part of the entrepreneur organization, EO also. So then we do have lots of mentors also in 45 countries as well, right? You know what I mean? But that one, it takes quite a big chunk of investment.
Yep.
Right? But if you really want to see yourself grow like 10 times from now, you cannot rely on what you are right now.
Yeah.
Because you need to
You
motivate
need external
yourself.
input, right?
You should.
Yeah.
And then you should feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the age of 20, because probably there's a lot of mortgages,
Yeah.
and then your motivation is because of mortgage,
Yeah.
right? But once that you're done with that, it's really hard to actually to motivate yourself to actually to do better tomorrow.
You feel
know
like
what
you are in a safe place, right?
You know,
It's comfortable, right?
You bought already. We bought a car. You bought what, and then what else?
What else?
Then
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's right.
So you need a certain way to actually to find your what definition of your success.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you need to actually to have a mentor, life mentor, and life mentor where that actually you can copy and paste very easy. So
Okay.
then you can have a mentor that which is who died 10 years or 20 years ago, but again you cannot copy paste, right?
Yep.
But you have someone that you know, in the morning, what do you do?
Yep.
How that actually to have the energy like you? So there will probably there's many people that will say, oh, I do jogging an hour. I read Bible. You know it. There's many things that actually that they do differently like us, right? You do intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I do intermittent fasting only 2 hours window
Okay.
because I learned from my
Wow, okay.
mentor. That's why that
So you only
my
eat for 2 hours a day.
it eats only 2 hours, but you're making very super focused.
Yeah.
You don't need even to think about. I eat only two meal or 1 meal per day.
Yeah.
So you can cut another 1 hour cooking
That's right.
just only to actually to focus with your
Yeah.
business.
And it's better for your body as well.
It's good, but you are having another 2 hours
Exactly. Extra time.
extra time.
Yeah.
Than other people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can really focus with your business.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? This is what I learned from all these life mentors.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You don't need to copy paste everything, but if you do have, it will be more practical
Yeah.
and more easier. and then you can come back to them when say when you see that actually you have a problem to actually, hey, I want to do
That's
it.
what I find really useful.
Yeah, right?
Because you can't see beyond yourself,
yes,
right?
You cannot
You need
see
someone
beyond
to
yourself,
kind of like
right?
reflect some of the your actions and your
Yes,
thoughts
yes,
back
yes,
to you
yes,
and give you their perspective.
Yes, and then this person can tell you, probably that you can do this plan B or plan C, right? And we can ask you how do you overcome? You know what I mean? So then if you can ask that kind of question, it will be good. Totally will be good. You know what I mean? And when you are 20s, try to actually to get a mentor from the age of 40. Don't go to 20 because then you will have the same.
You're in the same life stage and you're
stage,
going through the same journey. No one has resolved anything,
Yes,
right?
yes,
I find that is also very critical.
Yes, about and wisdom also. Wisdom
right.
level also totally different. You know what I mean? In the 20s, you want to show off. Oh, I have this, I have that, and probably when you are asking your mentor, this one is
Not
bullshit.
important. Yeah,
Even
focus
no
on
one-
this. Focus on
this. You know, no one even take a look at what car that you are using right now.
That's
You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean? Even though you're just only renting from someone else, no one check
No
you
one
anyway,
cares,
right? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So those kind of silly, or probably the
The
conversation.
things that as a young person you worry about, actually, like you can get better advice or perspective from someone, a mentor who's a bit older, right? Yeah.
So that's something which is that very, very important.
Yeah.
And then
How about in the context of Indonesia? Right? Say someone like wants to come to Indonesia. Do you think it is critical for them to also have a mentor who understands the market?
Totally true.
Okay.
If you can. I mean, if you are able to buy good shoes, you better to buy you pay your mentor.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I suggest you to actually to really allocate a budget. A budget to actually to pay for your investment.
Yeah, you're investing in yourself ultimately, right?
Yes. And then you're doing a lot of shortcut.
Yeah.
You don't need to actually to go through with the same mistake for 10 years.
Yeah.
You can cut it in 1 year
Exactly.
or 2 years, right?
It's so valuable in startup world, right? Or startup years.
Yes. So then you actually that you can have more expansion. You can have more time to actually to be to do more for additional 8 years, right? If you have a good mentor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How do you suggest someone who is looking for a mentor find a good mentor? I think you mentioned one thing just now. You said, which is someone who's a bit older, a bit more experienced, right? Any other tips in terms of what to look out for in a good mentor?
I go to any trainings that are available. I go to any workshop that are available.
Yeah.
You know, when if you can drop by, you can see. Try to actually to you don't have enough money. You don't have enough money. Try to actually to ask everyone, hey, who's actually your life mentor? Why? Who do you believe? Okay, let's say you have a good friends working in a company, and you can ask who's directors that you really pay respect. You know what I mean, right? And mostly those type of people, it's easy to be reached out, right?
Yeah.
There must be there's a talk show in somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's a talk show in somewhere else, right? So then you go. 3
Yeah.
times you go, the 4th time they will say yes. That is my way. So
Never take no for an answer,
No.
right? If they say no, that means it just means not yet.
not yet. Okay, not yet. You just keep going
Keep
and
going. It'll
showing
be a
your
yes one
face.
day.
Yeah, you're saying your face.
Yeah.
Usually what I do is quite many good people actually been interviewed in radio TV, radio program or TV program.
And nowadays podcast.
And a podcast as well, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? What you need to do is check,
Yeah.
and then you keep coming. Hey, I want to actually to know more about you. Podcast probably the difficult part.
Okay.
There's no schedule,
That's right.
right? So then you don't show them there's actually who's coming as a guest speaker, right? You know what I mean? But in TV or radio, they will tell you who's actually the guest speaker.
Okay.
So then actually I can just go
Wait at a TV or
and
radio
then wait,
station.
wait in the lobby.
Okay. You've done that before.
That's what I do.
Wow, okay, that's
So
amazing.
then you just show yourself,
Okay,
and then
okay.
and usually they do have a routine program. So every Monday 7 to 8, Monday 7 to 9. Okay, right? So you keep going, and then keep telling the person, "Hey, I like you so much. Can I get a signature?"
Yeah.
3 times. Mariko, what do you want?
Why are you still here?
Why you come here every week?
Haven't I given you 3 signatures so far?
3 signature already enough. Okay, you know. Pa, can I just give a 30 minutes of mentorship? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Then just come. Okay, you know what I mean? Those kind of type of communication.
Yep.
I think you need to have it.
Yeah. And they also I think it's a way to prove that you're serious about getting them as a mentor, right? I think it's a two-way street.
Yes.
No one wants to mentor someone who doesn't want to be mentored.
Yeah. Honestly, and then mostly this kind of type of successful people, they are very, very, how to say, loyal. Loyal with the knowledge. They don't really.
They don't hold back, right? They want other people to succeed as well.
They really want to actually to share the knowledge and they don't have any fear to actually to be seen, to be known in details.
They're real genuine mentors.
They're very, very genuine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what you need to do is actually tell yourself that I'm worth it to have half an hour of their time. Probably. Probably in the past, I kept telling to myself that am I worthy to actually to be?
Who am I to actually speak to you?
Ask? Right. But that is something which is that you need to tell yourself, hey, I'm the one who's going to actually to bring this country to somewhere else. I need to learn fast enough in order to actually to make this country to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? So then if you can respect yourself, other people will respect you as well.
Yeah. Wow, that is a great advice and a great way as well to end this podcast. So before we close, I think, Mariko, is there any final tips, tricks, message that you want to send to founders or companies that want to expand to Indonesia?
What I can say, there's no doubt about 280 million population. I think, if you're not start now, I'm just wondering. Why not at all, right? Okay.
When else, right?
When else, right? And then we are growing like 5%, 5.5% every year. What you need to do is actually, if you are worried, you are having a lot of anxious, you have to actually to allocate your time to actually to be here 0 to 3 months, and then do it little bit doing survey by yourself. Because I think if you're not doing it by yourself, then probably it's very difficult to actually to make decisions just based on data. Yeah. So for the decision maker,
you need to contextualize the data.
You are the one. Yes, you are the only person that who can make sure that actually whether this business makes sense in Indonesia or not.
Right, yeah.
But if not, you just only try to actually to figure out from the Google. I think that is something wrong with you. Yeah. But please do come and then enjoy the journey with us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mariko, sharing from how to come to Indonesia, finding the right talents, and even mentors. This has been a great episode. Thank you for being here.
You did a very good job. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.